A student went to US to pursue his masters. After completing his masters, he couldn't secure a job over there. He has to go back to India because he couldn't get a visa extension. By God's grace, he managed to get a job in India with a monthly salary of 70,000 rupees. Sounds decent, right? But here is the catch. He has to pay an EMI of 65,000 rupees for the education loan which he took to finance his masters. Trust me, he is not alone. Stories like this are becoming common day by day. But sadly, no one is ready to share these kind of stories publicly. So today, we are going to talk about who should take an education loan and who shouldn't, and what are the better alternatives a student can look at to fulfill their dreams without these financial traps. Right now, according to Ministry of External Affairs of India, over 1.8 million people are studying abroad, and this number is growing day by day. According to an article published by Economic Times last year, 1 in 3 students from India who are moving to abroad to pursue their higher education are taking an education loan. But personally, I believe this number is much higher. We were a group of 11 people who came from Telugu states, that is Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Out of 11, 10 of us took an education loan to move to abroad. And here is the biggest myth that people believe, that rich kids move to abroad. But the reality is that over 50% of people who are moving to abroad are coming from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where their income levels are much lesser when compared to these education loans. After pandemic, data clearly shows that there is an increase of education loan as well as the ticket amount. Ticket amount is nothing but the amount you take as an education loan, like 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs, whatever it may be. And in financial year 2025, data clearly shows that there is an increase of 40% of education loan business for NBFCs. Parents make huge sacrifices, sell their assets, mortgage their homes in a hope that a foreign degree can secure their child's future and uplift the family. But here is the harsh truth, that education loan is guaranteed, but not your child's future or the job. Okay, let's keep all the data and articles aside and let's deep dive into some of the numbers so that they can give a good estimation. In countries like USA, the tuition fee averages between 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs. Please keep note that this number is on an average. If you consider MBS in top universities like Harvard, Stanford and Wharton, your tuition fee can alone goes up to 1.5 million euros, that is 1.5 crore. In addition to tuition fees, you're going to have your living expenses like flight charges, your daily expenses, insurance and etc. This cost usually ranges between 15 to 30 lakhs. So it sums up to 50 to 80 lakhs in total, which means your total cost is almost double of your tuition fees. And these are the expenses that many students will ignore while planning their abroad education. If you look at other countries like UK, Canada and Australia, the overall cost is generally ranging between 30 to 50 lakhs on an average. You might ask me, bro, you're doing your masters in France and you're talking about other countries. So let me explain the cost here as well. Right now, I am doing my masters in a Grand École program, that is Masters in Management. For this program, in most of the top business schools like HEC, ESSEC, ESCP, Audencia, M. Lyon, etc., the cost is ranging between 20,000 euros to 60,000 euros. The colleges which I have mentioned above are some of the top B schools in France. But even if you go to public universities, you have to pay some amount. So what happens is, people or students plan for a 20 to 30 lakhs, but by the time of their education, they end up borrowing or spending almost double the amount they have planned for. And in India, the education loan ranges between, the interest rates ranges between 10% to 14%. A loan of 40 lakhs will slowly become over 50 lakhs by the end of your education. This all before you even earn a single penny. Let's assume a 50 lakhs loan for over a 10 years period, which can give you an EMI of 60 to 80,000 per month. Yeah, it is possible. It is possible if you get a good job with a good salary on a right time and a visa restrictions without any visa restrictions. But let's assume what happens if it doesn't happen, or what happens if it doesn't happen the way you planned, or you have to go back to India. An EMI of 60 to 80,000 on an Indian salary can literally destabilize a family's financial situation. In this kind of situation, what happens? You feel stressed, you feel isolated, and you end up breaking mentally. You might say, bro, we will go to abroad, we will do part time, we will earn some money, and we will meet our expenses. Yeah, it's possible, but I can say that situations are changing day by day. You cannot predict your future, and you cannot really hope like a part time job over there can meet your expenses, and you cannot go with relying on that. Okay. And the second thing is, in most of the European countries, yes, you get a official contracts for 20 hours jobs as a student. You can do that, but it's not something like you can earn so much of money, you can save and you can send back to India. No, it's not the case. Yes, you will get some money, you can meet your expenses, you can save a bit, not much. And I don't want to insist much on this topic because it's a very vast topic when it comes to financial situations and job markets here in abroad. So let's get back to the topic. So who should not take an education loan? I mean, like, who should think more about while taking an education loan? Number one, if you are choosing a low demand course. I met a person from another university. She told that her program has been removed from college program list for next academic year. So why does this happens? Generally, if your course doesn't have much demand in job market, or students themselves don't want to enter or register in that particular courses. So when you go to apply jobs after your masters, the recruiter might end up rejecting you because they feel that your course or your degree doesn't add much value to the role which you are applying for. So even if you study well, your masters or your degree doesn't add much value to overall profile, then what is the use of doing that masters or that particular degree? So think before. If you are moving abroad with an education loan for a low demand course which doesn't add much value to your overall profile. Number two, going to abroad for just PR purpose. Yeah, in India, they think that if you go abroad, that will automatically increase your value. So if you are planning to move abroad for settling purpose or just for PR purpose, I don't think education loan can be a good option for you. So be clear with yourself that you are moving to abroad for building your skills or just hoping that things gonna work out. Number three, lack of planning or purely relying on hope. If you don't know how you are going to manage your expenses in abroad, or you don't have any idea about the culture, work environment, job market in the country which you are moving to, or your plan is simply I'll go out there and I will figure it out, then you have to reconsider your decision. Because it's always good to have a hope, but I can say that hope doesn't pay your EMIs. So keep that in mind as well. Number four, no financial backup from your family. Yes, you heard it right. If your family doesn't have savings or emergency fund, you have to rethink or you have to be very careful, because sometimes even after completing your studies, it might take few months for you to get a job. In this span, your EMI may start. So you have to be very careful and you have to have some backup money so that it might fund your EMI as well as your living expenses. This doesn't mean that you should not study if you don't have any financial backup. I mean to say that you should borrow the amount which you can realistically pay back. Number five, taking a loan without understanding EMIs and interest. Yeah, many students focus on how much they are getting, but not how much they are gonna pay back. So, what happens here is, by the time you pay your loan back, your loan amount can almost become a double. So, before signing the agreement paper, be clear with EMIs, interest rates, type of interest, pre-closure procedures, etc. Because once the EMI starts, there is no pause button for that. Number six, assuming high-paying jobs or guaranteed jobs because of the names of colleges. Some students think that if they go to reputed colleges, they're gonna get a guaranteed jobs. But as per my understanding, almost every student comes under the same belt after your graduation when you are applying for jobs. Most recruiters don't see about your college or in which college you came from, but it mostly depend on your skill set, your overall profile, competition, timing, as well as luck. So even the people from reputed colleges are struggling to land in a jobs. So the reputation of college may not add much power to your profile. Number 7 and the last one, if you don't have a backup plan, if things doesn't go in your way. Yeah, you might say, bro, we have checked all the boxes and we are very much in line with the mentioned points. But it's always good to have a plan B. So how do you know? Then just ask yourself, if you don't get a job here, what if? What if you don't get a job in your field of study? And the last one, what if you have to return back to India before you expected? Yeah, with keeping all these things in mind, let's talk about other alternatives which we can look at. So first one, low tuition fee or no tuition fees. Countries like Germany gives admission to the people with no tuition fee or minimal fees which we have to pay at the start of the semester. Even other countries in Europe like Norway, Sweden, Finland have very low tuition fees compared to these crowded countries. You can explore that countries as well. Number 2, choosing public universities over private universities. As I mentioned earlier in this video, after graduating in most of the countries, everyone comes under the same belt while applying to jobs. So there won't be much difference between most of us. In fact, some companies choose public university students over private university students as well. Third and the most popular option is scholarships. Yeah, you have plenty of them, you just need to explore them. If you come to France, you have EFL scholarship. If you go to Germany, they have that. If you come to Europe, you have Erasmus. So like this, every country has their own scholarships. Apart from all these scholarships, there are two scholarships which I feel much interesting. The first one is early bird scholarships. You just have to apply early while taking the admission process to a university. So they're gonna give some XYZ scholarship as early as if you apply. So and the second one is, while I'm exploring or I'm researching for this video, I came across one of my cousin's friend who went to Italy and she got a scholarship on their income level. So you can just explore that kind of scholarship, and when you compare with the exchange rate, the income levels of our Indians will be much lesser with comparison with dollars and euros. So you can explore this kind of scholarship as well. Number 4, work first and then apply. I know a student from one of my batchmates. He used to work in Goldman Sachs. When we had a conversation, he told that he is managing his expenses with the money which he saved while doing his job. Yeah, not only with the expenses, it always gives you an edge in admission process, getting scholarships and future job prospects as well. Number 5, apprenticeship programs. Apprenticeship program or work study program can be a very good option for you. Yeah, it is called with different names in different countries, but academic path gives you a mix of education and work. Some days you go to college, some days to work. I have a friend in Paris who is under this program where his tuition fee is completely covered by the company and he is also paid with some monthly salary. Number 6, employee scholarships. Many companies encourage their employees to pursue higher education in different ways. Some sponsor their education with work agreements and some other give a long leave to pursue education. Yeah, long leave can be a better option if you don't have any further plans or if you don't have any clarity, or else sometimes the cases are there that if your company has an operations or clients in the country you are pursuing your masters, you can request them insider transfers or you can request say on-site offers if they are eligible. If you are eligible or they are willing to give it to you, they can convert your study visa to a work visa. Seventh one, short-term courses. Yeah, taking 1 year programs or some month programs can help you a lot. They can have less duration, low fee compared to 2 years programs or more than 2 years programs. You can start earning early. Number 8, deferred programs are gap years. Some programs have gap years to do internships, which can help you to finance your expenses, and as well as you will get an opportunity to gain some experience while doing internships and works. These are some of the alternatives which I found, and if you feel I have missed out any, please write it in the comment section. Lastly, what are the things one should consider before taking an education loan? First thing, calculate all the costs like tuition fee, your expenses, and other hidden costs as well. Second one, try to know about the job market, environment, and other prospects of doing masters in that country. Third one, look for alternatives like scholarship. You have plenty, try to explore that. After considering these things, then go for an education loan if you don't have an option. Yeah, studying abroad can literally change your life, but poorly planned loan can literally throw you in a trap for 10 to 15 years. So, before signing a loan document, ask yourself, is this a smart investment or just a gamble?